Hello, and welcome to Viewpoints, Dominion DMS's video podcast series where we highlight our vendor partners. I'm Sharon Kitzman, president of Dominion DMS, and today we are speaking with Jed McCarthy. He's the president of Scan123. Jed, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. So before we get into some of the really tough questions, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your company, Scan123?
Personally, I had a background in software for a long time. But I actually then got into finance and business management and that sort of thing, and eventually led me to look for a business opportunity of my own. And I came across Scan123 and acquired Scan123 in March of 2019 from the original founders, who were second generation auto dealers themselves. And the Scan123 product really was a document management system built by auto dealers for auto dealers. And since then, we've just been trying to carry on that mission and really come up with a wonderful document management solution for auto dealers.
Excellent. Well, I know there's tons of documents in the auto dealership space, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So it's definitely filling a need that dealers have. I remember when I started in the industry, they had whole rooms full of cabinets with files and file folders to be able to easily access client documents, service history, deals, etc. So since you've taken over the business, and maybe here we're almost halfway through 2023, how are things going for you?
They've been great. We've continued to grow the business. It's been exciting. I've learned a ton since I didn't have any auto dealer experience myself, other than being a customer. So it's been a wonderful learning journey for myself. And for the company as a whole, we continue to learn more and more. I think there's been lots of change in the last few years too, so it's been exciting in that front, and just continuing to find new ways as dealers adapt and change to the new landscape that's out there. So it's been exciting times.
Great. Well, it's an industry filled with wonderful people and exciting solutions that'll get in your blood and you'll never leave. So in regards to Scan123 as a document management and archiving solution, there's a couple different document archiving and management solutions in the market. Maybe give us an example of something that's unique about Scan123.
We are probably the largest independent document management solution. So we have integrations to lots and lots of different platforms, and that allows people to keep their vital documents if they switch DMS platforms, or if there's ownership changes or all that sort of thing. We allow people to quickly and easily retain all their documents between different platforms. We can migrate as well. But overall, we continue to look for new ways to adapt so that you can, whether your process is still paper or you've gone digital, finding ways that you can sort of migrate at your own speed. And we're working more and more towards finding ways to ingest digitally born documents, not just paper. So that's where we continue to find more ways to provide values to the dealer, as there's now lots and lots of different systems that have become home to these digital versions of documents. And we're really trying to work towards finding becoming a central repository for all their document needs. So that's definitely, it's challenging, but we've been making solid strides in doing that.
Excellent. There's so many documents in the car buying process, of course, but also on the service side, right? Estimates that need to be signed off on, payments that need to be approved, and then, of course, the final invoices and potentially everything in between. I imagine it's a bit of a compliance challenge for dealers who don't have a solution like Scan123. Maybe you could give us an example. Maybe you have a dealer in mind or a scenario in mind, maybe an example of a situation where you really, and your company really helped a dealer either from the compliance or efficiency perspective.
Yeah. So, for me as an outsider coming into the industry, I was pretty surprised that actually for Scan123, one of our sort of the initial ways that we help customers is generally actually on the service side. I learned a lot about warranty audits and how to prepare for those and what that takes. So that's definitely a big part of what we offer, is the ability to make sure that you have all that documentation, but also in the event of an audit, making it really, really easy to share those documents. Like in our case, being able to isolate the documents related to the audit and share them directly with the auditor. That's definitely a big part of what we continue to figure out how to do, is audit readiness, whether that be on the service side. Obviously, car deals are another area, but also just even on the finance side. So AP and payroll and those sorts of things, for just general accounting audits as well. So that's really been a big driver for our business, and the way our solution works is you can do any and all of those things for the same price. So generally we find a customer comes in for one particular thing, and they see how well it works in response to an audit, and they may add it into another area. So start in service, then add accounting, or then add car deals. But that's generally, some of our customers really have all of their documents in there. So the ability to search it, so it turns into sort of a virtual file room where you can quickly and easily find all the documents you need for a particular circumstance, has been probably the most beneficial thing that we've been able to provide for our customers.
That sounds like a huge operational efficiency. Being able to kind of do a Google search for what you're looking for in a document, rather than going into a file room.
Yeah, literally being able to put in a VIN number and pull up every single type of document, whether it's the car deal, purchase warranty, or a service record, or anything related to that VIN number. Is pretty powerful.
Okay. So is it fair to say then that you're doing some OCR when the scanning is happening as well?
Yeah, we use OCR. We also have data integrations with almost all the major platforms, so that we can connect the actual documents to the actual records in the system. So and can define all the relative information that you want to bring in, whether it's the VIN number or a deal number, or whatever that, an RO number, whatever that may be, but then pull in the pertinent information from that. So the RO number, and then whatever fields you want off that RO. So
yeah, great. Well, I was going to ask you about how you're thinking about saving dealers money or optimizing their revenue, but maybe you just answered that with the time savings that you're providing on those searches for the document.
That's definitely the primary savings for us that we offer to the customers, is just being more efficient. We have so many customers who come to us, they're wary about switching, and They love, having the physical paper and being able to have a entire file on a customer. But there are pretty simple challenges to that if that file's sitting on the services manager's desk and somebody else needs access to it, whether it's a technician or somebody else, that there's only one physical copy of that. With a virtual file room like we can offer, anybody can access any of those documents at any time. And they're not sort of checked out to one particular person. And it just can, there's a lot of time. It's kind of amazing how long you can spend in the sort of looking for a specific document.
Well, not to mention, if it is checked out and it's sitting on the corner of someone's desk, the opportunity that might exist for that document and personally identifiable information to walk off in the wrong hands.
Exactly. Yeah. That is definitely another element of, locking down PII and all that sort of security features. That's, with GLBA and all that has definitely been a major push as well. And we continue to find ways to enhance that as well.
Wow. Well, it sounds like a no-brainer to me. So if a dealer out there is thinking about leveraging a document management and archiving solution, or thinking about changing a document management and archiving solution, how would they go about getting a hold of Scan123, and kind of what does that sales cycle look like?
It's pretty simple. Go to scan123.com and you'll find the ability to schedule a demo directly with a salesperson, and they will walk you through and try to understand what you need and how we can solve that situation for the customer. And that's really all it takes is a quick trip to the website and a little free time on your calendar.
Okay. And if you're a Dominion DMS customer, you can always go to dominiondms.com. Our partners page lists all of our partners, including Scan123, and it'll link you directly back to their website. Jed, we're both in the car industry now, maybe one of us a little longer than the other, but as I mentioned before, it gets in your blood and you start to notice everything about the industry, whether it's the advertisements on TV or the car next to you at the stoplight. So do you have a favorite car? Do you have a good car story for us?
So I've always been a car guy. I actually worked for Skip Barber Racing School, like right after high school, beginning of college, in order to race. So at one point I was living in a hotel room at the Imperial Palace in Las Vegas at 19 years old, trying to race cars. It was an interesting time.
I bet.
That being said, I've always been a car guy, always been fascinated with cars. And my current fascination, I don't own it, but I've been, because I'm not on the list to get one, but I really have been fascinated with the Ford Bronco since they came out with the new one. But I didn't have I never registered to sign up on the waiting list or whatnot. So I am waiting until they're a little bit more available, and haven't seen a great deal on one, so I haven't pulled the trigger yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen a great deal on one either. A soft top or a hard top?
I do love the hard top.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I bet your family is much happier with you being in the automotive industry at Scan123 than racing at 19 years old in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the aspirations to become a professional race car driver didn't work out. I still definitely enjoy the opportunity to drive fast under on a closed course. I can tell you one of the probably the most fun that I've had at Scan123. We hit our annual goal and we had a celebration. We actually went out in some race cars at Portland International Raceway and had some fun for the afternoon. And my highlight from that was being told to slow down because I kept
That's cool. That's a great team building exercise, especially for an automotive company. Well, maybe if you hit your annual goals or your monthly goal, they'll spray you with champagne or milk or whatever it is. That's
whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jed, thanks so much for being with us today. We appreciated learning more about Scan123 and all that it has to offer our industry. And I'm sure that our dealers listening and watching along are going to be contacting you shortly. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Sharon.